Hello, welcome back to my Kakake show. How are you, everyone? Happy Kakake. Hope you're doing well. Today, I want to talk about guru, leader, and follower, right? I want to tap into various examples and what I consider could be a real guru compared to gurus who market themselves well just to get your money and for them to become famous and get this fame exposure. So many years ago, 25 years ago, 1998, I used to live in London in Brixton Down, which is was, I don't know, I think it's gentrified now, but it was predominated Jamaican Caribbean community. And back then it was called to be very dangerous because there was the riot, because the police killed one of the black people, or more than one in the, it was very racist back then. Not in 98, but like 10 years before, 5 years before, it was still very racist in the police force. Anyway, I ended up there for whatever reason, and I was very young. I just left Austria to go the UK, to study to London, and I was a mess. I was a big blamer, and still had a lot to deal with from my childhood, from my operations, etc. So, and then I ended up in Britain, and I didn't have a lot of money, and sometimes I even ate out of the bin. Not sometimes, two times, okay? Because money wasn't there, and I was hungry, etc. And Britain had this fabulous every Saturday market, and as I was walking around, I met this guy who was selling incense, and I smelled Nachamba. Nachamba is my favorite incense, and I smelled Nachamba, and I got into the guy, and his name was Tony, right? And so, he was very warm and welcoming and open, and I felt safe around him. And like I said, I was a big man, and I had low self-esteem, and I was self-destructive. I was a drug addict. I was, please, yeah, capital letter was. I was a drug addict. I had low self-esteem. I was a blamer. And so I met this guy called Tony, Jamaican guy who originally from Jamaica, has been living in London, I don't know, many years, was an art teacher. And through his influence, we kept talking, and eventually he invited me to his flat up in Brixton Hill, and we would make soup together and spend many hours of deep philosophy, deep conversations with each we had deep conversations, me, Tony, and Chris. Chris was a famous DJ back then, but like me, we were like, Tony was the elderly white man, he had this big beard, he was relaxed, he was centered in himself. And me and Chris were big all over the place. But we found our ground in Tony's place, and we ate soup together, and I remember that moment, that very, very moment. Me and Tony had this long discussion, and in the end, I said, there's nothing. And it's about having, embracing the nothingness, the emptiness, the space in between thoughts, that, being present. Eggenegger was a big Mac, and Tony, through his loving, caring charisma, became famous. I left the UK a couple of years after. I went to Brazil, and in the meantime, Chris got married. Tony was his best man and also godfather of his child, and then Tony became famous. And Tony is now called Mojo. And I couldn't believe that, And years later, I came back to London, and I thought I want to meet Tony Akamojo. And there was a countdown event. And so I went there, and it was like a room full of people. Full of people. And sorry, there wasn't sound, and I was like, what's going on here? Anyway, so there was a room full of people, like almost worshipping him, right? And I looked at him, and he recognized me. I know he recognized me. And when the whole thing was over, I wanted to go to him, but it was like people were just all over him. And I was shocked, actually. First I was a bit upset. I thought, come on, mate, we've been friends for so many years. But then I realized that maybe he doesn't even want to be that famous. It just happened to be for him. And we didn't talk, unfortunately, and I never saw him again. But he did a lot for me, Mojo, back then, when I was a man, for me and my friend Chris. And it was such an honor to have met him before he became famous. And having said that, now people worship him. People are, you could think that, and I was shocked in a way that, yes, his message is very valuable. What he said, his vibration, his aura, his charisma, is absolutely essential for humanity to wake up. I totally get it. And what I didn't understand is that people are worshiping him like he's like some sort of God, And even if he is a God or a higher being, if you want to put it like that, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, the moment you start worshiping someone, you're losing your control. You're giving away your inner power. And the bottom line is you want the person to solve out your life instead of taking in the message and practicing the teaching. You are worshipping someone. And this is very dangerous because you follow an ideology without actually questioning fully. Or even if you question, the moment you worship, it's like you think that person is higher, is better than you, but the truth is that this particular person is not higher or better than you. It just has had different experience. A person has had different experience in life, and therefore can pass on their experience, and then it's up to you to take them on or not, right? But it doesn't mean you have to spend thousands to worship a person. And even if you spend the thousands, it doesn't mean it will change your life unless you actually apply the teaching to you. And the best way to apply, especially Mojo teaching or Sadhguru teaching or Eckhart Tolle teaching, it could be in present moment. That's what they're teaching. Be present, be quiet, be God, and not go to event and worship and hallelujah and oh, you my God and oh, amen and I don't know what, right? I think it's important to get the teaching. I mean, I have no doubt about it, but it's really the danger that people, this massive people following and going out and for 1 or 2 hours they feel good and then they leave and they don't apply what they actually listen to. And this is the danger and not thinking, not taking it in. Now, get another example about Guru. I mean, I know Tony or Mojo. Moji. He doesn't see himself. He's not acting from the ego. Okay, it just happened that I remember very well. He was sitting in the flat. People come to him. He was helping people. He was talking to people, and then he went word of mouth, and he became what he became. But I don't think he ever set out to become some famous guru. Instead, he went to India to find his own enlightenment, if you want to put it like that. Now, another guru, and before I came online, I actually Googled him, and I'm shocked about him. It's Master Akasha, or Master, hold on, bear with me. I just want to get and previously he was called Eric Ho, and he's a famous guy on YouTube. He got, I don't know how many followers. And most importantly, he's a business guy. Okay, I want to put that out, like a business guy like Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor. Okay, they are business people. They are business people who using spirituality to blackmail you and to make you feel shit. Yeah, literally, believe me, I have my experience and I will get into it in a minute. Make you feel shit if you're not on their level and not spend the money when they tell you, because they make you feel like you're the worst loser. Okay. So with Eric Hall or Master Kriya Kashana or whatever his name is. So he's a UK-born guy. I think he's born in London, business guy, built his business and is now super rich, travels around the world, got yoga, got meditation, and also he went to the Himalaya to study the Himalaya, and he called himself the master guru, etc. Now, I had the honor to meet this guy in London on a 3-day seminar in London. And I remember I started really early and I was really proud of myself. I woke up early and I got there. And this event was like, whoa, yeah, and hallelujah, and and yeah, Eric, and on, and I was skeptical. My idea, I was pitch broken financially. I somehow managed to get free tickets back then. I was pitch broke financially, and I had a business idea, and I wanted to pitch my business idea, and I still think it was one of the best ideas out there. And the idea was to sign up with them, and they will sponsor your business idea. And then after 3 days, after all this hallelujah and talala, and I was very tired because it was very intense. After 3 days, we finally had this interview about the business idea, and I didn't have any money, and so they didn't help me, obviously. But I made friends with someone, and she actually got sponsored because the idea was just to put 100 pounds and deposit. But the whole thing was in the thousands, like 10, 20,000 anyway. And she went on a journey with them, and in the end, she was broken and didn't get much out of it. And now I saw more and more on the internet, many people had similar experience. And the same with Bob Proctor, you know, it's like the philosophy: if you connect now, you never will. Liga are spontaneous. If you can give me your $10,000 now, you're gonna be doomed and a loser for the rest of your life. And I've been really honest, throughout my life I was very spontaneous, and I usually didn't think twice about money and invest it, you know. But then I cut off all my credit cards so I didn't have the spontaneous access to money flow. I had to think. And when I cut off my credit card, obviously my life got a bit harder, and to get 10,000 of pound, dollar, whatever, to be part of some Bob Proctor or Eric Ho or Tony Robbins program, it's a huge investment, it's a huge risk. Let's be really frank and honest about it. And we are scared when it comes to money, right? And no matter how much mindfulness, etc. you do, you're still scared, right? You know, it's a huge amount, and if you have children, etc., it can get really hard, right? So this is a huge investment, and it is a huge step. And I heard from people they would remortgage the house or sell their car just to be part of the Bob Proctor or Eric Hope program. And I particularly heard a story about the lady who she hadn't got the regret to take part on the Bob Proctor program, but it wasn't all honey and milk like the cake. It wasn't like her husband died while she was on that program, and her husband died while she was on that program, and there was no support for her, like emotionally or understanding. She still had to pay. There was, she got 5 children, etc. So that's quite tough if you think about it. And so yeah, and what I want to say about this, be very careful when, for example, Mochi, he wouldn't ask you for £10,000. Guru, he wouldn't tell you, oh, to join me and I'll make you rich, right? So be very careful, like with this big programs like Eric Ho, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins. There's a lot of marketing, NLP, brain manipulation behind for them to make money. Okay, for them, because yeah, you see some testimonials who make it, but what about the other 10,000 million people who didn't make it and invested thousands of money in this program? And the bottom line is, what I want to say, what's shocking is with people following other people. Remember Hitler? I know it's really, I'm from Austria, and all my life it's like, oh, you're from Austria, hi Hitler, right? Kind of stuff. But it's like, yeah, okay, Hitler was a great motherfucker, but it was people following him, and that's why he could become what he became. Think about it. One person cannot lead the world war. It was the people following and supporting him. Yeah, it's like Oprah, right? She's preaching about this and that, and then she bought all the land in Hawaii, and to get the land, and probably was part of the fire in Hawaii on the island. You see, people are getting greedy when it comes to money and the brain on the vulnerability of others. I see we are very lost in the world, you know, there's a lot of distraction going on and there's a lot of noise and money is a big issue and people preying on people struggling with money. You know, and they blame it like it's your mindset, it's your stupidity, because you're not the leader, because fear, blah, 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 blah. But the truth is, and that's why I like Moji, you know, Moji or Eckhart Tolle or some guru. You know, the truth is, when you manage to be in the present moment and meditation, etc., you will have more bliss and more abundance rather than when you follow some marketing advertising created hype asking you to invest thousands of money into their program. Okay, don't believe this. And another very wise lady from me, a friend of mine who is also astrology and works with horoscope, she said to me, you know, if it's not in your chart, you're not going to be rich. And what is rich anyway? You know, I think that as we, as human, we need to learn to be content, firstly, with what we have. Really look around and appreciate what you have. Be grateful for being alive. Be grateful for having your health because all your money cannot buy you the health you need. And you are, the bottom line is what I want to bring across today is you are your own guru. You got your wisdom in you. Now, yes, go on YouTube, listen to Mochi, Eric Ho, Impact Broker, the saying, the talking, the teaching, why wisdom. But it's you who have to apply this wisdom. And not 10,000 millions of dollars pounds spent. It's wasted unless you actually do it to the T and really sit down and go within you and accept yourself. Go look around you. Everything is within you. And sometimes you are just not ready for it, and it's okay. It's okay. No problem. Trust. Trust that you are here today, tomorrow, the day after, because you have a mission here. And even if you don't know what the mission is yet, embrace that you're here and alive and hopefully healthy as much as you can. If you're in the Western world, you most likely have a roof over your head and you have some food, and just say your grace and say thank you. You don't need to pray to a God outside. You don't need to go travel thousands to India to worship someone. No, you can do that in the nicest corner of your room and just be quiet. Like Eckhart Tolle or even Mochi and Guru. Just be quiet. Stand still. And stop wanting. Instead, embrace what is right there in front of you, which is nature, house, family. You might have a job. You might not like your job, but be grateful and start looking for a new job. And trust me, every problem has a solution. And the solution is within you. Love your life, love yourself. Don't love someone outside. They will give you wisdom, listen to them. But in the end of the day, every one of us has their unique wisdom and their unique experience to experience. And then one day you can give it back on, either to your children, to your neighbors. You are here to teach and to learn, but you are not here to follow. In that sense, I wish you a lovely weekend. Namaste. Have a good day.